Welcome to Crown Chronicles, your source for the latest news on the British royal family. Subscribe and watch for all the juicy details. Let's get started. What annoyed Prince Philip in Elizabeth II was the revelation of his close friend. It turns out that the Queen's husband complained about her only once, and for this reason. Today, June 10, Prince Philip would have turned 101. Elizabeth II's husband passed away on April 9, 2021. Just a few months short of his 100th birthday. The death of her husband, Her Majesty has experienced very hard. 12 days after the death of Prince Philip, Elizabeth II was celebrating her 95th birthday, but there were no celebrations. The entire royal family was in mourning. Meanwhile, Philip's biographer and close friend shared details of the royal family's personal life. Giles Brandreth knew well the relationship between Elizabeth and Philip, because he was friends with the prince for 40 years. It turned out that Prince Philip's only complaint about the Queen during their 73-year marriage was that she was always on the phone. He told me, "God, she never turns off the phone. Never turns it off. Who is she talking to?" Brandreth told the Lorraine UK morning show. Giles added that this was the only time the prince ever complained about the Queen. He knew he had to support the Queen all his life, never made a mistake, always showed up on the right day, always was one step behind her. The prince's biographer recalls telling Philip once, in the 90s, that he wanted to become an MP. He looked at me in horror, as if I had said something very stupid, and then asked, "Have you been to the Palace of Westminster?" I said I hadn't. "You haven't been to the Houses of Parliament." I can't believe it. The next day he invited me to the state opening of Parliament as his guest and the Queen's guest. It was amazing. Giles told me how the prince supported him when he lost his seat in Parliament. He called me and said, "What can I do?" I said, "Sir, I'll go back to journalism." And he said, "What's that got to do with me? Could you give me an interview?" The prince hated giving interviews, but for the sake of a friend he agreed, albeit very reluctantly. The interview went brilliantly. And for his 80th birthday, Philip approached Giles to write his biography. He had a very strange childhood. For example, he was born in Greece, but was brought up in Paris. His parents separated when he was 10 years old. Philippe's mother had a breakdown, after which she was treated in a psychiatric hospital for several years. All this time she did not see her son. And Philip never even received a Christmas card. The father, on the other hand, fled to the south of France with his mistress. But despite the fact that the marriage of Elizabeth II and Prince Philip lasted 74 years and seemed strong, the Queen's husband was not once seen in relationships with other women. And there is a reason for this. Read more insidious calculation why Prince Philip actually cheated on Elizabeth II, explained by a psychologist. After the death of her beloved, the health of Elizabeth II severely compromised. The last year the Queen of Great Britain little appeared in public, and even was forced to give up her presence in church on the second day of the celebration of the Platinum Jubilee of her reign. Read also Snow White Kate Middleton and Naked Meghan Markle. How was the first meeting of the Duchesses after a series of scandals? Now they are reunited in heaven. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you never miss out on more news about the British royal family. We appreciate your support and hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.